With Alex's Cave's Candy Cavity update coming in around a month or two, most of you are already wondering about what's next to come afterwards. Now, I won't be talking about the 2.1 update, but I will talk about the next biomes. Like some of you know, more than a year ago, a Google Forums vote was held where we could vote between 12 biomes. The Forlorn Hollows was the one to win this vote and was added in the first release, and now we will slowly be receiving the rest, starting off with the Candy Cavity. So if you're wondering what these other biomes will have, this video is perfect for you. Also, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe while you're at it. The first biome we'll be talking about is the Paranormal Pit, a new biome that looks like any ordinary cave at first glance. But in some way, with some equipment, you'll be able to witness or interact with the true world within it. A whole ghost cave, a cave with a western look having saloons, towns, bounty hunts, gambling, ghost outlaws, citizens, sheriffs, bandits, western staples, and finally a fucking ghost train, which you would only be able to enter and ride with a ticket that maybe you could only get your hands on by gambling. Then we have the Galactic Cavern, Minecraft space inside of a cave. Planets, asteroids, comets, and celestial objects that are rich in minerals all float around this zero gravitational field. This whole underground solar system was created by a race of gray alien invaders that will either attack or come in contact with the players as their own form or inside of their UFO. Other threats inside of this cave will be alien trappods, similar to the ones from War of the Worlds. Heat rays will also be exposed by warm space objects. The microchasm will be an aquifer that's the home of giant versions of microorganisms like tardigrades, dust mites, amoebas, and hydras. Perhaps with the tardigrades drops, you'll be able to craft a new type of armor that's resistant to almost anything. Inside of the chasm, you'll find glowing pools, a way to spread a deadly plague, a slime mold that destroys blocks and can be infected with potion effects, and living pools with small organisms. The oak undergrowth will be able to be found under a giant tree. Other giant vegetations have sprouted inside of this cave, like glowing fungi, moss, giant leaves, branches, and apples. You'll also find acorns lying around that can be crafted into acorn armor. The creatures that you can stumble upon in here will mostly be arthropods, like jumping spiders. Let's just hope that we won't get stuck in some giant spider web. You might be able to befriend these spiders as well, but be on your guard for the praying mantis and all the other dangerous insects. The Chamber of Champions is a structure-focused cave filled with old mythical Greek legends, monuments, mazes, ancient weapons used by the deities that roam them, armor and tools, special clay pots. All these special artifacts and items will be guarded by their connected beings. Mobs like the satyrs, Kerberos, and Minotaur will be challenges for the player to overcome. Bro, I swear to God, if we can't milk this Minotaur. And lastly, somewhere in the cave you can find Pandora's box, the block that can unleash all chaos. The Flesh Pit is a cave with a mind of its own. Organ structures made of organic blocks can be found here, made of bones, muscles, nerves, blood, and more materials. When you make contact with the fleshy blocks, the creature you're inside of will probably communicate with the invaders inside of it, like shape-shifting parasites and nervins. The Lilliputian Grotto is a vibrant cave that's built to accommodate the size of the inhabitants. Small Lilliputians live around here and also have other friends alongside them, like the Wumbo. Other concepts even show the giant caterpillar train. Big blue and purple plants, blue hive-looking blocks, and small stony buildings can be found in this cave. To make the experience even more interesting, you can shrink yourself to be the same size as the Lilliputians. This way you'll be able to ride those Wumbo and caterpillar mob, communicate and maybe trade with the locals, live inside of the cities, but also protect the locals from giant dangerous creatures. In the Cenote of Souls, you'll be able to find Aztec legends, new crops, piñatas, new ways to come back to life. You'll also stumble upon new skeleton residences and alebrije mobs, like a chihuahua or a wolf, and more. This cave is basically a book of life or Coco. The Dynastic Necropolis is a giant tomb filled with towering statues, 2 new ores, mercury rivers around the burial ground, pots, lamps, groves, and Japanese or Chinese styled structures. This cave is suspiciously quiet. You may think this place's treasures are easy to get your hands on, but do not be fooled. You might not know it, but those statues are not what you think they are. The mercury rivers too are placed around the cave for a reason, because when you inhale mercury, it could be very harmful. Threats like the giant jade feline monsters should also be avoided. And finally, inside of this cave, you'll be able to stumble upon the Lung Dragon, which will be tameable. And lastly, we have the Ancient Aquifer and Permafrost Grotto. Not much is yet known about these caves. The Ancient Aquifer will be the home of Trollocaris and underwater dinosaur mobs like this one. You could get some ideas of what we could get from this fan art. For the Permafrost Grotto, this frozen cave will either be focused on Norse mythical mobs or prehistoric mammals like direwolves, mammoths, and saber-toothed tigers. One of the mobs we've already seen is the Troll Sloth. Now, what I've understood from the things I've read on the Alex's Mods Discord server, the Paranormal Pit is most likely to be added in the 3.0 update. And that is all for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, again, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. See you all in the next one. Peace.